Hello everybody, my name is Root and welcome back to the Metroid Dread 90% No Major Glitches guide. Today we'll be heading off towards Dairon, and Dairon tends to move pretty quickly. I will do my best to make this as not scuffed as possible, but it is a very big movement check and you will see why coming up. So let's begin. So the first thing that we're going to do heading towards Dairon is we're going to head left, and as soon as we enter this door we are going to jump on this magnet. We will proceed to do 3 jumps, and on the 3rd jump we will jump towards this ledge right here. It's a sliding ledge. Cloak, jump, and then land on this magnet again. So that way we skip this entire way over here and we don't have to come up this way. I will say though, this movement is very tricky. And if you're not comfortable doing a cloak jump here and going up, it's a little bit of a bad angle, but going up, you will waste more time because you will fall down very easily. So I would actually recommend, even though I showed it, if you want to try it, go for it. But if you were having trouble with it, just jump from here to here and then climb up the magnet. You will save time that way, I promise. Do not worry too much about the cloak jump. If you can't get it immediately, it will take a little bit of practice. Maybe you'll get it quickly, maybe you won't. Don't worry too much about it. It'll be fine. But after you do the cloak jump, you're going to start shooting downwards because for some reason these blocks on the left are very finicky, but you want to try to hit them as soon as possible. I get them pretty late, but it works out anyway. The fact of the matter is I hit them, and once you do, you will do a spin fall all the way down, do a spin fall again left, break, open that door. You're going to slide off this ledge down here. You're going to spin fall off this ledge, and then once you spin fall there, you will immediately do a melee, because a melee from here will take you all the way down here instead of coming down here and doing whatever over here that's just slower in general. And once you do the melee off this ledge, you will then spin fall again without holding any direction, so that way you can be as close to the magnet as physically possible and not hold on to it, so that you don't want to hold any direction on your control stick. So you're going to do that. I choose to jump over this enemy right here. You can shoot it with 2 missiles or a charge shot missile and get rid of it. I find the timing to be a little bit strict personally, so I just don't do it. So I jump over this one, shoot this enemy right here with 2 missiles, and then you will come across these crumble blocks. And the next enemy, you have 2 options as well. I charge the charge beam and shoot a missile. Like I said previously, you could do the other one. This timing is a little more lenient in my opinion, still very close. You will see me charge beam missile like that, but you can just jump over it. So here we're going to clear this ledge now. We are going to then slide. You can shoot this enemy. I don't think you have to. Come over here, slide. This one is important. So coming into this room right here, we're kind of fading out already, but I slide into this room. And that is important to note because we will be doing a coyote jump immediately into the next room. So that way, once we slide, we time it, you're gonna coyote jump all the way up here instead of coming down to this area, which would make you jump here and then here. And like I said, we just slower. We don't want that. So yeah, coyote jump in here. Now this room, the dark room in Dairon, is probably the biggest movement check in the entire area, in this entire section, because these ledge hops are pretty difficult. they are pretty high, and you'll notice that once you go through it, you'll notice that it's pretty difficult to get them consistently. But once you do, like, it's not too bad. You'll see I hit a wall jump here. That'll happen a lot, I promise. Don't worry too much about it. Just readjust and then you'll be fine. So we're gonna come down this way. You can shoot that enemy with 2 missiles as well, and then come down into this area to turn the lights on. So we're pretty much almost done with Dairon. It is a quick section, but a lot happens in a very short period of time, and we're gonna have some more ledge hops coming up because we are going to get out of this room. So this ledge hop right here, there's 2 options that you can do here. The way that I do it, I jump from here all the way to here. If you're not comfortable with it, once again, that is perfectly fine. You can ledge hop here, and then open the door. Perfectly fine, but it is, just so you know, also possible to just jump from here straight to here if you choose to do so. If once you get more comfortable with movement, that is an option that you have to you. Now from here, more ledge hops, who would have thought? So from here, I miss it, unfortunately, but you can melee this little enemy right here and then be able to slide under. I miss it, unfortunately, but it is possible. You're going to shoot your missile, slide coyote jump, and then get the wide beam. But now we are headed off towards Caterus again, so we can get the Morph Ball. I would say this section is a little bit easier. Getting out of Dairon might be a little tricky, but it's not too bad. So we're gonna open that wide beam door open, and then there's a couple different ways to do this. You'll see a lot of different runners have different ways that they choose to do this little section right here, because what you do here manipulates a certain enemy that you just want to avoid. So what I do, I'll show you, is I melee, I charge a charge beam. I'm going to do a ledge hop here, shoot my charge beam, slide, and then shoot missiles. And usually what that does is one, takes out that annoying enemy right here that you just saw is blowing up right now. But more importantly, or maybe just as importantly, this enemy right here starts moving downwards. And what that does is that when I jump towards this ledge over here, all of his shots or his attack will avoid me. As you'll see, I'm charging my charge beam. That was a giant ledge hop that I just saw. But these wide beam blocks are particularly annoying. If you have any kind of trouble with them, I would just say the most important thing about them is to make sure that your stick is pretty much in a neutral position. You're going to hear that a lot, that your control stick be in a neutral position, because each of the wide beam is a separate shot. I know that sounds very simple, but if at any point one of them is not in a straight line, you will miss the block. So the best way to do it is to keep your stick in a very neutral position. I was able to just run through it and get it. Sometimes it's pretty lucky, I'll admit. So we're going to come here, we are going to charge our charge beam, and we are going to shoot this enemy. It was here, I promise. You can see the missiles. Shoot this enemy, so that way we don't have to worry about it at all. There is a damage boost that you can do. I don't know how to do it. I choose not to do it. It can be very dangerous and waste you a lot of time if you miss it. I haven't learned it yet. Personally, I would say this is the easiest way to get through this section. And we're going to do a coyote jump from here to here, which is why we need to destroy the enemy. And then we are going to keep our charge beam, and we're going to shoot this enemy right here. And I promise you, I'm almost done pausing every 2 seconds, or maybe 1 second. But we're gonna shoot this enemy, so that way we can clear that ledge with a very small jump, because small jumps are more beneficial to us in general. And I think I'm done pausing for a little bit. We're gonna do a charge beam into this door, and then we are going to clear this ledge, jump over here. Don't touch that ledge, please. And we're gonna come into another wide beam block, melee off that ledge, and then jump, ledge hops, clear ledges, and then hit this wide beam block as well. That one is pretty annoying. That one I would definitely say take your time with, because if you don't, the little elephant enemy thing will definitely give you a lot of trouble. But now we're headed off towards Cataris. There is a lot of info to be had in Dairon in particular. For as small of a section as it is very intensive for getting comfortable with movement. I know a lot of it sounded intimidating, but I promise once you start it, it's fine. So coming to Cataris, we are going to have one more wide beam block that we love so much. And then we're going to come into this room that we did before. We're going to do the same thing, melee off the ledge, and then come to the left this time. That is really the only difference. So something to note here is that you don't have to aim at all. You can just aim straight. And then as long as you keep shooting, it will break. And then melee off this ledge. I think I mentioned it before. If there is two ledges like this, 1, 2, that you can melee off, just melee off of it. It'll be fine. Like these in particular, there is very particular sections where meleeing off ledges is better. In this case, it is, because I avoid just jumping down or falling down here and then falling down here. Instead, I melee and then I spin fall and I come this way. So coming to this room, I charge a charge beam. I don't know if you could hear it in that 1 second, but you'll see a charge beam being shot. So we just do that so that way we come to this room with extra DPS and then charge missiles. I would say the easiest way to do this boss is to stand right here. It doesn't really matter if you get hit, and just spam missiles. And now, because we have a charge beam, the way we handle central units is by mashing the charge beam mashing the wide beam, because it triples your DPS. Like, you're gonna do more with a wide beam. I don't know why I keep saying charge beam, I'm sorry, than with missiles. So he goes down pretty quickly. So full disclaimer, this part is spliced because I messed up the melee getting to the door, which is really not that important, but I decided I wanted to have it for some reason. So it is a splice section. Just for the record, Samus is going to be here. She's going to end up in a different section when she starts shooting. But it's the same thing. Just shoot your Omega Cannon, melee, shoot at the door again. Now this section is a little bit important. It's going to look very scary. I promise you it's not. It's probably the safest quick kill we have in the entire game. But you're going to shoot straight, and you don't have to aim this at all. Shoot straight. You're going to break this block. Make sure you break the block, please. And then we are going to have Samus touch the wall and turn around and start shooting her Omega Cannon. The green E.M.M.I will come upwards, and you just essentially, like, it's the safest quick kill that we have. It looks very scary, but it's really not. Just make sure you're hitting your shots and you will be fine. Now, I know that might have seemed like a lot. I understand it is a pretty intensive section, especially the wide beam section, but it'll really help with your movement. But I'm gonna leave it there. So with that, once again, my name is Root. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next section, which will be Varia and I believe Diffusion. So we'll get to Kraid, which Kraid is always fun. The big green time waster, as we love to call him.